I'm going to show you a couple tests on the brand new Garrett Apex that have to do with iron separation. Stick around. Good morning, all you YouTube detectorists. My name is Tony and this is 5280 Adventures. Hey guys, if you're into metal detecting tutorials and metal detecting adventures in general, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you click on that bell for notifications, and that way you won't miss out on any of my upcoming videos as soon as they're released. You're not going to want to miss them, I'm telling you. I've been getting a lot of questions on social media in regards to iron separation and the brand new Garrett Apex. Well, I've got a test that I'm going to perform on it that's going to actually have 4 different nails and screws on it, and we're going to put a coin with it as well and see what the Apex is going to tell us about with that target. So I've got the basic iron separation worksheet here. I've laminated and secured a couple nails and screws to it. You can see in the middle we're going to place a coin. We're going to go over with the Apex, and then we're going to move that coin right next to one of those nails and see what the Apex is telling us. Now, I found that this technique is really good for me to learn what the machine is telling me. There's nothing worse than going out to a field, going over some good targets and some bad targets and not really understanding or knowing what the machine is telling you. I would highly suggest that you go online. I'll leave you a link to this worksheet. Download that, print it out, and then use it for yourself to learn and practice about what exactly your machine's trying to tell you in regards to bad targets versus good targets. All right, so I have the Apex out. I've ground balanced it and made sure that all the connections are good. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you what the nails and screws sound like first, and then we'll throw the coin down there and see what the Apex is trying to tell us. So right away, I wanna show you my settings. We're using relics mode, and our sensitivity is 2 from the top. This is the factory preferred setting from Garrett. My volume I'm going to have all the way up at 8. I want to definitely hear the good targets as they're coming through. The iron volume, I have that down at 5. We can kick that up so you can hear that a little bit better on the video. Frequency that I'm using will be multi-frequency, and the channel is number 5. So let's go over. We've got our paper on the ground. We've got the targets on there. Let me show you what those nails and screws sound like as they go over it. Looks like we're in the low 30s. You can definitely hear the low grunts from those iron targets. And what we're going to do now is actually place the coin down on there and see what we can hear from there. All right, the first coin that we're going to do is actually a silver 1964 dime. We've placed that right in the center, and now we're going to run the Apex over the top of it and see what it's trying to tell us. So we're going to start in the number 1 direction. There's a little bit of a squeak in there that you can hear. Let me turn the iron audio off. So as we're running in relics mode, we're essentially discriminating everything out under the number of 35. Now it doesn't sound like a coin, but it doesn't sound like a screw or nail either. We'll try direction 3. We get it one way. Let's go 4. That's good that way. And direction 2. Now the thing that you have to remember is, yes, it's not coming up like a silver dime, which would be in your low 80s, but it is making a different sound than what the iron screws and nails would sound like. If you are not understanding why that works, I've got a video called iron masking, and that's exactly what's going on here. Iron masking on the Garrett Apex, that's going to be in that link right there. You can click on that up there and it'll take you right to there. It'll explain to you exactly what is going on between the screw and the coin and explain exactly what iron masking is. So the good thing is that we're actually hearing a tone that is not iron related. It's not coming up like a dime, but it's still a tone that puts us into a mid-tone range or a low mid-tone range, and that's still going to be a target that you're going to want to dig. Specifically because of this test that we're doing, it's showing you that we've got 4 pieces of iron that we don't want to dig really, but also a really good coin in there. So anything that's come above iron is a target that you want to dig. All right, we've got the dime next to the nail. Let's go back over it. We can hear it on number 1. We can hear it in direction 3. We're not picking it up on 4. Let's go to 2 and see what we hear here. Nothing on 2. You can see that the machine's still picking up the nails and screws there, but it's not giving us a good enough tone that we would want to investigate further. Right there's our best direction that we're actually picking it up at. We've got it right in the middle. Let's test it out. We are picking up something there. Number 3. We're getting it in direction 3. We can hear it in direction 4. Right there. That sounds really good there. So we used 2 really good targets. We used the Indian head penny as well as that small silver dime. And now you're going to ask me, well, what does it tell us for just normal clad? We're going to throw down a Jefferson nickel as well as a clad quarter and see what it tells us on that. All right, we've got the nickel that's down there now. That's actually coming out really nice. We'll move to 3. We've got a 1 direction. 2. It's still coming up higher than those screws and nails. And let's try number 4 now. We also hear it in that direction. All right, we've got the nickel right up against the nail. We can still hear that. How about direction 3? We can hear that. Direction 2. We get it 1 direction, and direction 4. All right, we can hear it in all 4 directions with that nickel placed right up against that nail. The final coin that we're going to use is the quarter. We're going to put it on coin slot number 1, directly right in the middle of the paperwork, and we're going to see what the Apex is going to tell us from this. We've got it right in the middle. Let's test it out. We are picking up something there. Number 3. We're getting it in direction 3. We got some good results from that quarter being in the middle. Now we've pushed it over to coin slot number 2.
All right, we'll start on
and we're going to
direction
see what
1.
the Apex is going to tell us from there.
That sounds really good there. Direction 3. It's still there. We can definitely hear it. Direction 2. That's a little bit more difficult. We're not getting any reading from direction 2. And finally, direction number 4. Not as good. We've picked up a couple targets there, but not as good. We can definitely hear it in 1 and 3. It's coming up low 70s, as well as picking up that iron with it.
All right, well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm pretty satisfied with the separation with the iron. It definitely masks it while you have those coins that are pressed up against the nails and the screws, but you can definitely hear a distinctive, different tone than what you would be hearing if you're in an iron-infested area. What you're going to want to do is listen for the low mid, the mid tones all the way up to the high tones when you're in those iron fields, and you're still going to be able to pick out those coins. I'm very impressed with that target separation, that iron separation, and I'm confident that if I find an iron area, I'm still going to need to slow down, but I am going to listen for the little bit of the higher tones from the iron, and I'm still going to be able to pick out those good targets. Well, I've got another video that just popped up on your screen there. That's a playlist of all the tutorials about the Apex. Go ahead and click on that. You're going to enjoy watching that entire series right there. And as always, guys, I appreciate all of the support, and I will see you on the next adventure. Take care.